whatever it is, never, you always can charge for your service and without any compromise when you know your worth. Okay, and don't degrade, don't let your standard come down to match somebody else's standard. So just be there and go higher. Don't come down to match someone else. Okay, how long you could do it, because it's so much of physical effort and this. So I'm like, okay, who will give you even the guarantee when in the private industry, in the software industry? Exactly. Tomorrow something happened, COVID happened, the WTC happened. Who has guaranteed? Millions of people lost their job now after this, new technology, AI happening. So many people are losing their job. So there is guarantee. We are not buying a fan that we should come up with the warranty guarantee card, right? Even our lives have no guarantees. Yes, exactly. When COVID happened, nobody knew that this is gonna hit our, the entire world tomorrow. So there is no guarantee sort of thing. Nothing. Only thing. Hello everyone. Today we have a very special guest. She is a fitness coach and she has transformed lives with a unique approach to health and well-being. Let's welcome Lopa Mudra. She's an online fitness coach, also having the offline sessions. She has transitioned her career from a software engineer to a coach. And let's dive into her transformational journey. Okay, hi Dimpi. First of all, hi everyone, who all are listening to us. So thank you, Dimpy, first of all, to giving me for this opportunity to talk about my journey. And I always been very thrilled, and I try to communicate with the people whoever came to me and how I started. I completely come from a different type of background, literally scholar type of background. Being a Bengali, and I come from a teacher background completely. My entire maternal family side is, my mom was a principal. My grandfather was a pioneer principal. So school, whenever my childhood was, whenever I used to go to my maternal house and I used to feel like I entered a board school, boardroom, because all of them are discussing about this. So yeah, so typically my career started like schooling, college. I did my master's in MSc. So my entire journey was completely different. My mom wanted me to be a professor, did do my PhD. So it's like, it's a different type of environment altogether. But after my MSc, my sister by that time already was in IT, and I really wanted that no more PhD anymore. I have to have my money. Okay, so it was from a very early stage of my life. I always felt, when I don't have to ask anyone for buying something, I really wanted to be independent in terms of everything. That whatever I want to buy, whatever I want to get for myself, wherever I want to go, I should earn that much that I don't have to ask for this. So that was my kicking period from the very early stage. So I said, no, I have to go for my job. So then I moved to Bangalore. I got into IT. I started my career in Bangalore. So yeah, life was good happening. I started my own money and everything. But there was, now when I retrospect, I realize when people, we dream about what you do with your first salary. People usually go for, oh, I will buy this dress or that jewelry or go somewhere or do whatever. So my dream was, when I get my first salary, I'll get a gym membership. So all my family members, like, who the heck actually gets this kind of idea, will buy a gym membership from the first salary? So that time I didn't know that I am so passionate about being fit. I don't know what exactly it is. I was always what should I say? I was always thrilled, and it was very conscious mind that not only I'm doing anything to apparent look, but I always love to be fit, feel strong, active. I'm a hyperactive person. I'm like physically, mentally, I'm always very, very active. So I always want to work. Like whether it is money making, I'm not a business mind. I never have been. I mean, standing in this, being a, having my own business, running my own thing. So I just knew somewhere deep down that I have a sort of inclination towards
being fit all the time. So I didn't know that what exactly, I didn't know I could ever make it as a career, because probably I would say that time I didn't have that exposure, that or that kind of mindset that I really can make it as my career or my source of income that time, because it was a very unidirectional mindset that time. Finish your studies, get into job, earn your money, get settled, blah 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 stuff. As life is a little prototype. So then, yeah, I used to do my workout regularly. I always used to eat clean. Though again, I'm saying I'm no offense from Bengali families, but yeah, I belong to that. But I know how passionate we are about food. Okay, we can dream food, we can leave food and everything. So I'm not a foodie. I love to eat. I'm not like I'm in a dieting sort of concept ever, but my portions and this, I'm very conscious. Probably I would say, if I say in one word, that what am I eating, how am I looking, I'm conscious about this, that I'm not like, even if I put on weight and maybe 2 3 kgs, I'll not like completely go overburdened with this. If I put on, I know that okay, I probably have put on a little bit, again get back to the routine. So that way, till that time I was conscious. Then life changed quite a lot. I did work. I was into IT. I moved to Hong Kong. I came back. Then 2013, my daughter happened. So then I moved to US, and but during that journey, that 9 months of my pregnancy period, it was hilarious, because by that time I stopped everything and my mind went to, I should eat for two. That hashtag concept, that Indian mindset we have now. You have to eat for two. So that hashtag eat for two helped me to reach almost 78, 79 kgs. Having said that, I am 5 feet, and based on that, my perfect weight should be like 45 to 47, where I reached 79, almost touched 80, and it was almost, I just because my routine was always in healthy, I was always doing workouts, so nothing major clinical thing happened. But my weight gain was huge. I was literally like very, very huge, a lot. So after that, okay, my baby born and she was healthy, fine. I was like, but that weight gain was so much, and I that was my literally my turning point. So I till now I always say that, you know what, somewhere my this career, my turning point, my daughter had a big role into it, because just because of her, I had put on so much, and it was my alarming period that I have to reduce. So I know I had put on so much, but somewhere I knew that I will reduce all of them. And I don't give myself, and like I said earlier to DP as to you, that I'm a very stubborn person in terms of on myself. If I decide I will do it, so no matter, I don't give myself a second option. There is no plan B for me for anything. So I just go ahead with plan A. So I knew that I would do it. So that way, yes, I started just training myself with my knowledge, with my my conscious mind, and my portion control and these things. And being outside, being in a foreign country, it was very difficult for me to go to gym. Being a new mom, infant with me, it was completely almost impossible to go to gym. So I started. That was a very intense back issues I had, because I had a C-section, and it was a literally very consistent back pain I had. So when I consulted a doctor, so she said, "Why don't you try Pilates?" And that time it was, I'm talking about 2014, and I was like, "What the heck is Pilates? I didn't know anything about Pilates then." And she introduced me to a in-house those fitness specialists, and they helped me. They were like all those physio and everything. They gave me book, they gave me DVDs to go through and learn about it. So that I started loving. I realized that I'm loving to study once again. When I was going through the topics and the nutrition and the how this body anatomy and muscles work, And it was giving me a real kick in my mind that, hey, I am able to study, because by that time I'm like, no, now though it's like end of study period. I'm done enough, so I can't do anything new. So then, okay, I did. I started losing my weight. The journey was for me, myself. I was started, I shared off by the time my daughter was 1, and I got back to my, not pre-pregnancy weight, but yes, I was normal that time. I started training my close friends and family. Hey, you did so much. Why don't you give us some tips and then this and that? So I started training my close group of people offline. It's okay, do this. Let's do this. So they started getting benefits out of it. But even then, it was not my conscious choice that I could make it as career, my profession. Then I got back to India again, and by that time when I started, I was working in the US too. So I mean, same IT, but anyway, circumstances happened that way, so I had to come back to India again. But somehow things were not falling on track to join IT once again. But yeah, so one fine day, I work like this. Sudden kick, suddenly that okay, let's do this. Bang everything, leave everything behind. Now I'll start afresh, complete. So yeah, so then I realized one day, okay, I'll just stop trying for getting into the job. Let's try my own. Let's give it a try, because by that time many started suggesting me, you are so good at it, you are doing good and you are training, why don't you, start your own thing or own class? So I was just, ignoring those, who will do these things. So then one fine day when my job things were not falling on track and a little far, and I had a small kid, and so then I realized, okay, I'll start this. Let's see. Then I started with a small 2 women, 2, 3 female in the society. Then I mean, I don't know. I mean, it started growing like from 5 to 10, 10 to 15, and it all started with word of mouth. Like they were getting enjoying, and it's my USP from the beginning. Now, I mean, if I go to a little technical way, that my USP were from the beginning to simulate gym workout at home. So then in US, from there I did all my certifications, because there I had more time, because I was just having less number of clients, more time. So I utilized my time there, all my maximum of my savings and everything I utilized, and I did my certifications. Then I again started growing. People started knowing me, and yes, again, step by step, step by step, step by step. I don't know how, like, it started with word of mouth again, and then again I settled there, and I had big chunk of clients. So yeah, so that's how my journey. Then I came back in 21, got settled, but now I'm like full time with my passion and living my dreams.
Superb. I mean, wow, this is just an inspiration. So, a transition from a software, an IT industry to a fitness coach.
Yeah.
Now, I know this transition would not have been easier, right?
No.
In terms of not just the outsiders, I would say not the internal voice, even with the families, you have a
Yes.
secured job, which is known as secured.
Absolutely.
And transitioning, how have you taken that leap? I know that you just said sometimes you just follow your gut and then just go ahead with that. But lot many times there are other situations, another when you listen to the outside or maybe internal voice, then you have two minds. How did you get into this journey? And when you were a mother, like you have a responsibility too.
Yes.
So I'm sure it would have been difficult.
Okay, now here I will say, when people, for me, I always say one thing, like even now, I don't demean or anything about my previous career, because almost 9 years in my IT, that created my base, that created my financial base, that I can stop it and start something of my own. Okay. Having said that, it is very easy to say that follow your dreams, but to do it, it is probably not every time very feasible to do it. If someone is entire house responsibilities on you from a secure job, then suddenly one fine day you cannot get up and say, hey, I'm leaving my job and I'm starting a business. You never know how it will go, right? So one tip from for me, and then I'll come to the suggestions. For me, some that happened, I mean, naturally, because the offers which I was having, it was not falling exactly on my track in which I can literally follow that. So I decided, okay, leave that, and I'm starting my own. And initially, one thing for new entrepreneurs, and when somebody really want to start their own, I always say, don't compromise with your quality. And in the beginning, keep your money a secured money, which is two-way. One is you have some principal amount, really good number, which can be your backup always. So that I'm not saying that whether you fail or not, but initially, let's say when I started, honestly, why would somebody have trust on me? They didn't know me, right? They just know, okay, some XYZ. How and why would I spend? Why would somebody spend money on me and seeing the result, yes or no? So that way, when I started with like peanut. It is something like nothing. And imagine the frustration because prior to that, I was probably earning in dollars. I was working in US and it is leaving everything and starting something which is almost, you can say, minimal. But I was not worried for that, to be honest. I didn't have that fear. Why? Because I was ready. I started with that mindset that I'm not thinking about profit right now. Okay. Because whatever I'm giving, my focus was on my quality of my service. That people should just know me. They have to have. So I invested all my work to build their trust initially. Okay. So that I can later, initially they had to choose the coach, right? Now, God grace, I can choose the clients that, okay, if something is just not suiting me, they have to match up my things. So if that suits you, well and good. If it doesn't, still I'm. But there was a time when I used to even go to different societies and big clients. So which I won't do that. But that time I didn't have this in my ego that, oh, I did so much, I had so much money and blah blah. Why would I go? So you have to focus on the quality. Don't think about number two. Don't think about profit. And number three, you have to have some principle base of finances. You should have. Now, the second approach completely, if somebody really wants to start something on their own, but they are having their own work simultaneously, then I would say don't leave your job. What is your secure job you are doing? But start. Now there are ample of options. When I started, there was not so much of options. Now Instagram and blah blah blah. There is so much digital platform is so well. Then I would say just at least 20% time invest on your passion. So somebody, for example, if somebody wants to paint or they know they have some different skills, somebody is good at teaching. So I would say, okay, then build your profile where you can sell your service. So spend 20%. Again, don't think about the profit there. Okay, how much you are earning. You have some secure amount. And then 20% to 40%, 40% to 50%, 50% to 80%, then start growing. But don't completely leave and go jump into your passion because money is a factor. What if you can't do really well in the beginning? Because in the beginning, it needs time, really passion, and consistent effort. You really have to sacrifice quite a lot of things, which I did initially, and it was a lot of physical effort that going and spending time and and being a woman, being a mother, I had to do everything for the kid also at home. So there was a lot of running, rushing. Online world now helps a lot for people like us, which you can do everything sitting at home. That was not the case before COVID. So yeah, I mean, if that answers your question, so there was a lot of I was not skeptical, but there was a lot of doubts that how. But my mind used to always work from how to build the strategies where I can give and have people. I thought always how to connect with the people.
I think this is the one answer that is important. Like not money making machine yet. Just
Yes,
thinking about how to build a relationship in whatever
yes,
businesses we are doing,
yes,
because
exactly,
everything is eventually a people to people business.
absolutely.
And because you are building something, the like a job, money was coming from that, so
Yes,
at least a place where you could invest, and this was something that was very close to your heart.
exactly, exactly.
So all right. Any pressure? Did you were you able to handle the external pressure that was there? This is an internal thing that you had. Okay, I could do it, and I know I'll be able to do it. How do you deal with external factors, which is around, like families and friends? Is
So
it
initially, yes, like I said, my mom, my dad was always a quite a chill person, so he never like, okay, you don't want to do it, go ahead and do it. So like typical from the family side, they were like, okay, basically no one had that trust on me in the beginning because they were like very skeptical, very fearful that why am I doing this, why leaving everything. But somewhere again, probably this sentence of mine might be very cliche for many, but you know what? That's the truth because nobody gonna believe you. Nobody gonna
again?
trust on you when you are something going completely against the norms and against the stream you are going. And people will judge you. People will question your credibility, or question your whether you can do it or not, because my family said they were like, okay, how long you could do it because it's so much of physical effort and this. So I'm like, okay, who will give you even the guarantee when in the private industry, in the software industry, tomorrow
Exactly.
something happened, COVID happened, that excuse me, when WTC happened. Who has guaranteed millions of people lost their job now after this new technology AI happening, so many people are losing their job, so there is guarantee. We are not buying a fan that we which will come up with the warranty guarantee card, right?
Even
So
our lives
nothing.
have no guarantees.
Yes, exactly. When COVID happened, nobody knew that this is gonna hit our the entire world tomorrow, so there is no guarantee sort of thing, nothing. Only thing which um works for me. I mean, I'm talking about, if I'm talking about just for myself, which works for me. Number one, I don't give myself any second chance or second option. And somewhere deep down, I'm a very strong mind because I know I have full trust on me that I know what is I'm best at. So I know I can do it,
The
and
clarity
I'm
of thought is very important. I think that is what
yes,
you're
yes.
saying.
So that my thought is extremely extremely positive.
Are
I
you May
positive
born? Are
thoughts.
you May born?
No, I'm September born.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So that helps me always throughout in my personal, professional, everything. And not that I never did mistake. I did a lot, but I only difference is from my mistakes, from my previous things, I always learn the lesson. I don't repeat the same mistake. I always up for new mistake, but not the same mistake repeating. Now, when I moved to US in 2018, the second time, I had to stop my business here. I left almost 60, 70 clients here and moved. First 1 week was very frustrating, but then changed my mindset that, okay, I have time now. I can utilize this time in my certifications. I can study. So that if that would not happen, I probably was so loaded here. I was not having time for sitting and studying. So something happened. I always believe that, truly believe that whatever good or bad incident happened, it has some reason behind.
Correct.
So which always
Absolutely.
help us to grow somewhere.
Ah,
So it is to individual whether you want to sit and cry about it or you want to extract the what I can make it work out. So
correct. A lot of
that's
things
how it
doesn't
works.
work. Eventually, you feel actually that was a good decision that it did not work. I'm blessed
Yes.
that did not work.
Yes,
Now,
exactly.
when I
Yes.
could see your journey, certification you have taken from, I think even that has given you an upper hand. When you are back to India, you could charge a higher price because you have certification from
Yes,
US,
yes,
right?
absolutely. Because
So
those things gives you so much of confidence that
yeah.
now I can charge, that there is no negotiation.
So for all the aspiring entrepreneurs, specifically in the especially in this fitness and health coaching, which I think which I could see the graph is increasing. People are getting into this coaching industry, training industries. So, first question would be like, how much it could be it could be someone who is just starting their career. It could be someone who is transitioning just like the way you did. How much is good enough to at least start their journey? And when once they're starting, how much would be good enough to scale to whatever the inflation that is happening in the market? So yes.
Now here the thing is that first of all, it depends on some. Now you have to, somebody who wants to come into this now have to judge their own skill. Now if somebody is only into yoga, for example, then might be their they cannot, one thing is they cannot charge a lot usually. If somebody is like in a like the kind of field I am into, is the full end-to-end coaching. Okay, so it's like a workout, nutrition, everything together. So it is here, it is chargeable, is it could be I can ask a little more. And for the certifications and everything, now if I say, then I will say talk about the certifications. Now if they really want to come to this business, they really have to have skill and technical information, because end of the day, it's all about client satisfaction and the trust. More than the satisfaction, it's about the trust that you are capable enough. So at least if they really want to invest some amount of things in studies, talking about only studies, so at least 50K minimum they should have secure, which they can invest in their certifications. Okay. So only one thing will not give them the full knowledge. It's just a beginning. So at least if I consider, okay, you gradually step by step 4 to 5 topics and certifications. So at least I would say 50, 60 lump sum, they have to have secure amount. Okay. And the setup wise now, initially don't invest on the setup much. Okay. Because that was a challenge when I came back from US 2021. That was right. It was a COVID time. Right? So when I was coming, so it was there in my mind that, okay, I will go and I'll take a place and blah, blah, blah. And then when I came here, I realized in Pune and Mumbai, so this price, you know that real estate and places are really expensive. And then I realized that almost 30-35K I would pay for the studio. All right. And when you are back, and I didn't know that how many clients will I have. And I would say in the beginning, don't think about studio setup for anyone. Start investing whatever, like, now it is a good way of investing on the digital platform. Get a good, efficient, smart, digital networking people who can take care of the social media good way. And rather than investing 35-40K in the place, in hiring a studio, rather than that, you can spend at least within 10-20K range. You can really hire a good social media person who can take care of your profile and everything everywhere. That will be much more. People will be, because end of the day, you have to connect to people.
Correct.
Then it is okay. Initially, go to somewhere, get involved with some good gym or studio, get people know you, and then you can have some your own space, your own studio and everything. So if I consider for the study purpose 50-60K, and to reach out to more and people, keep at least 10K monthly wise for to handle social media. But honestly speaking, that is also second preference, because now when I really loaded with work and my time, my schedule and everything, very recently I started doing it with the professionals. But almost 4-5 years I did it my own. Maybe this is, I love to create my own content. I love to write and create my videos. That is my genre. I like it. But somebody might not be good at taking videos and pictures and etc. Might be camera, whatever. So then you can hire someone who can do. But yes, whatever you do it, don't project yourself lame. Be professional when you project yourself in terms of your work qualities and everything. So yeah, so if that gives a little bit of starting point.
Yeah, I think I like this point when you said don't project yourself as lame, because this is a very important niche. People would invest in someone whom they trust, and once the person himself is not trusting, how other person supposed to do that? So yes,
Exactly.
and money, yes, it definitely comes. It flows once we have the necessary skills and we are actually
Exactly.
genuinely solving the problem of people. All
Right.
right. Now, supposedly, I understand that you're saying end-to-end coaching. Now, when you're saying that, for example, someone like me who is approaching you, so how are the steps? What exactly do you take care? What exactly do you deliver online, offline? A little about your work.
Yes, sure. So when, let's say, if I consider you as my potential client, so so there, I would rather, yes, I love to communicate with people a lot. So I would rather, first I would ask what exactly you are expecting from me. Okay. So what are your visions? And another thing, since we are talking about if somebody wants to start, so I always recommend and suggest them be very authentic about your work. Okay. Whenever somebody comes to me and say, hey, I had put on 15 kg weight, and after 2 months there is a wedding in my house and I want to look slim. I'm like, okay. Then you go to some slimming studio who can reduce, or they will give you some drink or something. Stop eating and do this. But I'm not the right person for that. So if I have to understand what is your vision and what is your aim for from me, what you are looking out. So then I would understand. So first of all, if it is a short term slimming technique, I have to look like Katrina Kaif in 3 months, then no, it will not work. So you have to really be consistent. It's a holistic approach. Workout, there is no shortcut in me. I don't endorse any product that drink this or that, drink nothing. It's a clear cut, no shortcut technique. Workout, eat healthy, do and manage your stress and everything. So I would rather get all your inputs. I will get all your medical issues and everything, whatever you have. Then I will suggest that what type of plan you can do it. Now, most of my clients, they are like, Europe and US region. So sometimes they are unable to match my live sessions, etc. So I would recommend, so based on that, I recommend them the plan, which plan will be best for you. So basically understand you, your lifestyle, and what are the do's and don'ts you should really focus on to go further. So yes, so based on that, I will tell you what are the things you have to go for.
Okay, so it's individually you are customizing based on what my needs are.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Online, offline, as you also mentioned that online industry. So I'll just talk about from client's perspective. You are working overseas with overseas client and as well as Indian client. Did you see the changes in the mindset of people in the Indian client when you are talking to them about this, and also the Western countries? So
a lot, because like I said, in one thing, yes, there is a point that after COVID, investing on health industry and fitness coach and all over into this spending in this category, people have become a little more conscious now. This is one thing, but that increased throughout. And overseas and India, if I say, then there is a bit difference in mindset in terms of money. Okay, because typically in India, people I had that which I observed is still we don't really mind spending 4,000, 5,000 just over the weekends eating outside. But when it comes
also shopping, I like to add.
Also shopping, also online shopping, offline shopping, anything, we don't think twice to spend money on expensive bag and shoes and etc. But when it comes spending money to the coach, That too for a for a maybe 2 months, 3 months as a package type of thing. Even it is a big challenge for them to pay 7 to 10K for 2 months around for their own health. Okay, so that is still for them, it's a luxury. It's just like, okay, काम तो चलो ठीक है, मतलब I am getting, but can we do it in a lesser price?
Bargain.
So which I find a little smoother when I deal with people who are in overseas. So they don't really think, and it actually, you might, somebody can say, oh, they are earning in dollars extra or euros, and not really that's and because I deal at this stage, I deal mostly like working women, and they're not really that bichari type. They have filthy, filthy house and everything. Then if you go and see their lifestyle, it's absolutely stunning. But again, spending money on health, it's about luxury, and they don't really understand how much effort we put to understand you, to understand, because we are dealing with the health. We are not doctors, but we we are treating with you as your lifestyle disorders, your weight, your nutrition, and everything. So basically, we are dealing with health. So there's, and they don't really acknowledge. I'm not saying all, but many still don't acknowledge the kind of effort we put. And being a coach, you know what? I really wanted to communicate this to people. There is so much. Now I'm talking to you, it's okay, it's a conversation. But me being handling my things all alone, some days probably I'm also low. Okay. Maybe I don't really feel like to dress up and stand in front of the camera. And but I can't do it. I really have to be best of my mood, my energy level. I cannot sit in front of you like this and say, okay, do this workout. People will not do it, right? So this acknowledgement, and have some respect, and this acknowledgement for the coaches, that they are doing really a lot effort for you. You are changing. We are earning money. That's not a problem. I know, because that we are not doing any charity, but more than the charity, we are attached to you because we have to connect to you with your mood too. Because if I am low, you are low. If I can't motivate you, you can't do anything, right? But you are not paying me for motivation. We are not a public speaker. I am just, my duty is just to do your fitness thing, make you do the workout. But I am doing more than that. So that acknowledgement, people still a bit low, which is really, really highly, they outside in Western country, I have seen they are very much on that. They respect what you are doing. They acknowledge how much effort you are doing. They acknowledge and value your time. Even you are doing 1 hour workout with them, they really, really value your time, which is lacking here.
This is a spot on point, because I have also experienced that clients that I was dealing with, US clients, they actually have, if I could put it across that way, they have the clarity that this is what they want. Indian clients, if you're working, so if you've just hired for something like maybe 2 or 3 things, but they will make sure that even if you're paying maybe peanuts, I would not say peanut, but kind of, if comparatively, so they would want you to do extra. And also acknowledgement, yes, not, because this is something that you do it, you could do that, right? When some, if you content you are writing, then okay, this is also something that you could do it. But over there, you appreciate the time, the values, the effort, because the skills are they are prioritized, they are valued. But India, I think people, if you could see women, the ratio of women working, even that is lesser. I think that appreciation, no, it I don't know why, but this is still a long way to go.
It is a long way to go yet. Yes,
you are. Skills, when you're saying that online thing, yes, obviously it requires a lot of things. It cannot just be, okay, one exercise, do it and just do it. You have to customize based on things. A lot of online things, it has to be customized based on clients. So appreciation is something that people are seeking.
Yes.
And that has to be, I think, there is no
value your effort, because everybody is working, right? You have some skill, that's why you are here. I have some skill, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm serving you, because you need this service from me. That's why I'm here. So value for that skill which you are paying for, and don't, and like, we always, like, we are Indians are very happy with the free का thing or the complimentary. ये तो चलो ठीक है, this is the service, complimentary में क्या है?
Complimentary, free में क्या है?
Free में क्या है? So it's like that. It happened with me. One or two clients, it happened. So they had some injury couple of months back, and they didn't go to physiotherapy. They didn't go because they thought, okay, they will anyways. They will join the fitness and this and this. And I'm like, okay, but I'm a fitness coach. I'm not a physiotherapist. So don't merge everything together. And then if you're really doing that, then pay me for that too. I will try.
Clarity, clarity of thought. This is something I want. This, yes. They're like, सब कुछ चाहिए.
सब कुछ चाहिए.
अब क्योंकि पता ही नहीं क्या चाहिए. That is like.
So it's ये चलो एक fitness coach के payment में if I get the physiotherapy also well and good. So
yes. Clarity भी नहीं था कि चाहिए क्या था कि okay
exactly.
this.
But then again we are good at blaming. You said this much, but it didn't work. So what my learning is, I keep things very clear.
Straight.
So that this very straight. These are the things I am working on it. Beyond that, if you really expect that, no, I'm not a doctor. Sometimes it's like, आप yoga कराते हो? I said no, I do yoga, but I'm not a yoga expert. My expertise is different. So I keep things very clear that this much only you expect from me, not beyond that.
I think this is something, a big change has to come. That is what I am also hoping. That mindset has to shift, because it's like they would be needing, and you have the necessary skills that would help them grow in any which ways. So why not pay? That pay thing. Pay?
Yes, that's the thing. Why everything you just want to get the service? That's fine, but we are not ready to pay for that worth of service, which I really used to find it good there. And they're so, I mean, it's not about only American people who are there since long, their minds, it happens that the effect of environment, when we say, we always driven, build our nature based on our environment more than our gene. So it is their environment, they're like, okay, and they're in this level of clarity if they have paid me for the group batches, imagine. And they are for whatever reason they couldn't attend for 1 week or 2 weeks. They will not come up and ask for the compensation, because your batch was ongoing. It's my problem that I couldn't join. Why would I not pay you? I will. But it is a very 5-10% people. Most of the people, hey, Loba, I didn't join this many days. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm like, okay, fine. Now I made these things clear. If I am off, I will compensate. But if I'm not taking class, I will compensate. But if my class is going on, okay, sorry, there is no refund, no compensation.
And that clarity is important. I think, yes. Things are slowly picking up, slowly and gradually. It's a long way to go again. Yes. But yeah, that shift has to come.
I just add one point, which you say that the mindset changing, because, and that is another suggestion for the new people. Whatever it is, you always can charge for your service and without any compromise when you know your worth. Okay, and don't degrade, don't let your standard come down to match somebody else's standard. So just be there and go higher. Don't come down to match someone else. So just stay there. And
branding comes in a very important role. I mean, that is what I understand. I was just reading on this, researching why one person is able to hire. Maybe you both have done the certification from the same institute, but still, that level of work. Again, it's kind of how do you portray yourself, the branding, the messaging that you're putting it across. It plays a very important role in the industries that we are working.
Yes, so, that is a very highlighted points you mentioned here, because you might have done, because if I go to the market, if you go to market, there are a number of doctors, there are a number of fitness coaches, nutritionists, everything. Why would somebody, if you say that, why would somebody come to me? I cannot say that, okay, come to me, come to me, come to me, join
Yeah,
me.
there has to.
I always say I have no magic. I will not do any magic thing. You go to somebody else, it's fine, totally fine. Because I would give you the roads and the path and the things which can help you to reach there, but you have to put your effort. I will not
Correct.
give you any magic
This is
things.
also one thing. People are like, I've hired you, I've paid you, now I'm out of it. But
Yeah.
this is a collaboration, it's a partnership. You have to be there. For
Yes.
business also, like a lot of businesses, okay, this is something that I've done. There is no follow-up, there is no documents when you need answers to the questions, right? Okay, this is something that you have done. No, now it's your call. You have to do it. But there has
Yes.
to be some answers expecting. I'm sure fitness also, people will be like, you would do it and I'm done. I'll eat
Yes.
good.
Because I suggest them that don't come to me with the notion in mind that I will give you some magic
Magic.
that
And
you
from
will
tomorrow,
just
you will lose a
transform.
lot of weight.
Yeah, lot of weight and you will just become this. No, no, and when because sometimes it what happens when we post somebody's transformation. I have written once this entire article that don't get motivated by their looking their transformation. Rather than seeing the transformation, focus what their process
Journey.
journey. Yes, just
Journeys.
focus on their journey because they didn't reach there just like this, and the entire effort is not mine. They also had follows all the guidelines that I have given. They are consistent. So try to focus on those their good process rather than just because they come to oh XYZ का हो गया then लोपा तो कुछ ना कुछ कर ही देगी whatever I do वो तो मैं पतली हो ही जाऊंगी.
Right. Yeah, I think ये भी बहुत important है. Journey, you have to see.
You have to see the
Destination people are liking, but to reach to that destination, it takes a lot of effort.
it needs a lot of effort. Like you are here, I am here. When I retrospect now my entire journey, now I see that it needs a lot of courage. It needs a lot of
It needs,
hard
yes.
work and relentless effort. It's not that nobody will come and serve the plate in front of you. You have to find out your ways out. You have to find out your solutions, everything. So
And
there
I do,
are
I
all
know,
effort.
and being a women entrepreneur, I think it's a different set of challenges, which I think it's a is a whole new podcast. I think we have to create for that. So
Yes,
very close to our heart. Again, we had a lot of discussion
very
that
close to our
that
heart.
day. All right, with this, I think we have. It was just to know about your, and it's just a first podcast that we did. I hope listeners have got a lot of insights on how can they start this online journey. One last question: if people have to know about you and your journey, I mean, your people have to connect for their fitness journey. So where they could find, you could share the
They
link.
can find me. Yes, so they can find me in Instagram. I am available in Lopamudra DS. My website is trainwithlopa.com, so they can read about me there. And I have a channel, YouTube channel, which is Lopamudra DS3. And I have in Facebook. I'm not very active in Facebook though, but yes, I'm in available in LinkedIn. But mostly I'm active in Instagram, which I'm available in Logomotra DSP.
All right. So I'll be sharing the link in the description. People could see and get connected. All right. Thank
It
you,
was
Rupa. It
wonderful
was.
to get connected with you, Dimple.
It was. I mean, we had so much vibing together somehow. But yeah, with this we have come to the end, and I'm sure there was a lot of insights for the listeners.
I really
We'll come
was.
up again with more insightful, more in depth if people are looking for. And thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, Dimple. Thank you so much. And have a good weekend, good Saturday. Enjoy your day.